you feeling fatigued and can barely make it through the day without some type of caffeine?
Are you on a journey of healing your body but need a little help?
Then alkaline water is what you really need.
Alkaline water has many benefits. Alkaline water can help restore pH balance in the body. Consuming beverages such as soda and coffee can make your body acidic.
Did you know that too much acid in your body has been linked to an epidemic, heart disease, obesity, diabetes, autoimmune disease, chronic pain, and other chronic conditions like gout and arthritis?
Those who use alkaline water have reported increased energy levels, clearer skin, reduction in inflammation, better digestion, and many other health benefits. I've used alkaline water for years, and it's been instrumental in sustaining my health when I was diagnosed with sarcoidosis.
Are you ready to take responsibility for your body's health?
If the answer is yes, then our alkaline water is just what you need. Bring your own bottles. It's only $3 for each gallon. To place an order or for more information, you can reach us at 773-846-3091. Thank you in advance for your support.
Welcome to the Toma Nation's weekly Sunday worship service. We are an all-inclusive, Black conscious, righteous movement dedicated to the social, economic, and spiritual survival of Black people in urban America. If you enjoy what you see and hear today, the Toma Nation would like to extend our invitation to you and your family to join us each and every Sunday from 12:30 to 1:30, live here on Facebook from Chicago, Illinois. Tune in and be fed by God's messengers. For more information, you can reach us at 708-730-4858. Please join me as I recite our opening. In the name of the everlasting Father, He that causes all that exists to exist, He that is self-existent, He who directs the sunships of millions of years, and He who made time the seed of the universe. Known among the ancient Kemites or Egyptians as Amun-Ra and Aton, among the Hebrews as Anthem, Yahweh, and Elohim, among the Christians as Lord, God, and Jehovah, among the Muslims in the Islamic world as Allah, the one God, among the Rastafarians as Jah, Rastafari. I bear witness that all these names refer to the same one, Almighty God, and it is to Him whom I give reverence and to whom I submit. I boldly proclaim that we, the descendants of those Black men and women who survived the transatlantic slave trade, are the lost 13 tribe, born in North America and our Renubian Kemetic lineage. I further proclaim that the blood of all the nations of the earth flows through our veins. I greet you in the ancient yet holy words of peace, Hotep, Shalom, Assalamu alaikum, Habaragani, Alafia, and Ashe. Now we are going to transition into our 13 points of what we believe and know. Number 1, we believe and know that we are not to repeat the mistakes of the past prophets and messengers of the Almighty Creator of the heavens and earth. Number 2, we believe and know that we can only establish an economic base through the application of the knowledge of self and the incorporation of the ideologies of the Honorable Marcus Garvey, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Mahatma Gandhi, and Ben Ami. Number 3, we believe and know that the prophets and messengers of the Holy Bible, the Holy Quran, and the Kemetic Holy Books were all Black. Number 4, we believe and know that Jesus Christ of 2,000 years was and is a Black man. Number 5, we believe and know that the knowledge of the Almighty Creator goes beyond books written by the prophets and messengers of the Almighty Creator. Number 6, we believe and know that in order to promote and coordinate unity, we must first recognize and accept the uniqueness of being able to worship our Creator, regardless of religious denomination, name, title, ritual, particular dress, or holy book, as long as it recognizes the Almighty Creator of the heavens, earth, and the universe as supreme. Number 7, we believe and know that it is impossible to tell the truth without exposing the wicked governments of the world. Number 8, we believe and know that the United States government, in collaboration with other European nations, have a denoued objective to exterminate dark-skinned people of color off the earth through the act of genocide. Number 9, we believe and know that some of the most effective methods that are being used today are AIDS, birth control, alcohol and drug abuse, gang and domestic violence, systematic elimination of trauma centers, the public school system, and public aid within the Black communities of America and the world. Number 10, we believe and know that the last trick that Satan is playing on us is the dividing of us by our religious differences, religious gangbanging. Number 11, we believe and know that the conflict between the various religions are comparable to the conflict between various street gangs within the inner cities of America. Number 12, we believe and know that the war on drugs and gangs is a diabolical plot to disarm the Black community of weapons, break up the Black family, withdraw our constitutional rights, also kill and incarcerate young Black males under the undercover code name Able 2029. Number 13, we believe and know that every letter, shape, sound, and numerical value contains esoteric information that completely transcends the specific contextual meaning of the word. Our purpose, to bring about the growth of a righteous community in accordance with the laws of the Creator of the universe, under the leadership and guidance of Brother Minister Rahim Chesed Aton, to provide solutions to the social and economic ills that plague the Black communities of urban America, to re-educate and retrain youth and young adults to develop positive moral values as an alternative to delinquent behaviors, because you can't rebuild a community and not rebuild the minds of the residents of the community to meet the responsibilities of maintaining the community's image. Our mission, to enhance the economic development of our communities by establishing businesses, real and personal properties, thereby creating jobs and/or entrepreneurship training programs that will reverse the concept of leaving the community to buying back the community. Our motto, let your light so shine before men that they shall see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Matthew 5:16. Now please join me as I recite our salute to the red, black, and green flag. Make sure you're paying attention and your right fist is in a ball raised in the air. Here's to this flag of mine, the red, black, and green. Hopes in this future bright, Africa has seen. Here's to the red of it, great nations shall know of it. In time to come, red blood shall flow of it. Historians shall write of it, this flag of mine. Here's to the black of it, 400 millions back of it, whose destiny depends on it, the red, black, and green of it. Oh, flag of mine. Here's to the green of it, young men and women shall dream of it, face shots and shells for it, maidens shall sing of it, waving so high. Here's to the whole of it, colors bright and pole of it, pleased is my soul with it, regardless of what it's told of it. Thanks to God for giving it, this great flag of mine. Please keep your right hand in the air as we sing our Black National Anthem.
Let our rejoicing
Black power, black power, black power. Black power is the power to define, develop, and defend that which is in the best interest of Black people. Greetings, brothers and sisters. Thank you for joining us for our weekly Sunday worship service. Our speaker for today is none other than our leader, teacher, and guide, and founder of the Toma Nation, Minister Rahim Chesed Aton. And the title of his lecture today is Come Out of Her Pagan Holidays.
In the name of the everlasting Father, he that causes all that exists to exist, he that is self-existent, he who directs the sunships of millions and trillions of years, he who made time the seat of the universe. He's known among ancient Kemites or Egyptians as Amun-Ra and Aton, among the Hebrews as Ansaf, Yahweh, Elohim, among the Christians as Lord, God, and Jehovah, among the Muslims as Allah, the one God, among the Rastafarians as Jah, Rastafari, among the Yoruba tribe as Olodumare, Obatala, and many other Orisha gods. But I bear witness that all of those names refer to the same one, Almighty God. And it is to him whom I give reverence and to whom I submit. I boldly proclaim that we, those children of those Black men and women who survived the transatlantic slave trade, are that lost 13th tribe, born here in North America, and we are of a Nubian Kemetic lineage. I further proclaim that the blood of all the nations of the world flow through our veins. I greet you all in the ancient, be it holy words of peace, in the languages of our fathers, of Hotep, Shalom, Assalamu alaikum, Baragani, Alafia, and Ashe. I'm Brother Minister Rahim Chesed Aton, founder of this great movement, Toma Nation, aka Temple of Mercy Association, along with the co-founder, Brother Minister Omari Jahi Aton, and our First Lady, Sister Makita Aisha Aton. Welcome to this broadcast. By now, we've been broadcasting for over 2 to 3 years, maybe even more, and I'm welcoming you to this broadcast. And just say, hold on and set back, and let's see what the Creator wants to bring through one of his messengers for you today. You heard the title. The title was Come Out of Her Pagan Holidays. Now, Toma has been preaching to the choir about come out of her. We've mentioned and told our people that when we say her, that America is styled in the Bible as the great whore and or harlot. And so that's why you hear us say come out of her, because we're saying come out of America. What do we mean? Do we mean leave? Well, not necessarily so. Wherever we plant our feet is ours. We were here first, no matter where we were on this planet. And so we don't have to leave. But we're talking about the ways of America. America's system that is set up by Satan. America's laws and government and the just us criminal system that they have that unfairly treats Black in one way and other races another. Come out of that system of things. We hold in high esteem the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, because they stand on the threshold of a solution and showing you what it means to come out of her. And that was to create your own. Do for self. And we've seen many instances of Black people who work toward doing for themselves, such as Black Wall Street. You know the story. Another thing was Yahweh Ben Yahweh down in Florida, Malachi Z. York down in Atlanta. So we've seen situations where our brothers and sisters decided to strike out independently and do for themselves and create a kingdom within America that will be ruled by the righteous moral laws and conduct set by our Almighty Creator. Living those type of lifestyles among a people who have been led away from God. And so every time that happens, though, the enemy, quote unquote, the government, a lot of white people come up against that group and destroys it. All of them that I just mentioned were destroyed, but one. Still standing and going for about 90 years now is the Nation of Islam. Now, we've seen so many brothers and sisters of the Nation of Islam become successful using the tools and the prescriptions and all given to us by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and it made them successful. But every time we work to do for ourselves, there's that hidden hand, them satanic claws that reach out and grip you and try to pull you down. You have to be rooted in God. You have to be so entrenched in God's energy and spirit that you can stand up against this wicked cabal and win. You can win. But brothers and sisters, we cannot win if we don't work together. If we're so busy constantly talking about each other, who doing what, who ain't doing what, who sold out, who this and that. Yes, we have all of that. And it ain't just started. It's been going on since the Bible was written. It was been going on since day one because of human behavior. What we have to do is rise above it. Your attitude, brothers and sisters, affects your altitude. Your attitude. See, you might be angry, but anger burns reasoning. That is why the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, think 5 times. Think 5 times. Then he also said, if you can control your appetite, you can control any other desire. And so in Toma, because we don't believe in reinventing the wheel, in Toma, we fast Friday evening to Saturday evening, and then 3 days from Thursday, on the 3rd Thursday of the month, from Thursday to Sunday, except in December. In December, we do what you call Ramadan, not with the Orthodox Islam, but the one that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad set for us so that we can come out of her, come out of this pagan holiday called Christmas. Christ Mass, the Catholic Church set it up. Christ Mass, the Catholic Church set it up. But from further study, dealing with it from what we've come up with and understand about the name Christ itself, root word Krishna, meaning the black, and Mas meaning child, we understand it to mean black child. Or you could say the Christ child, showing you again that even when Satan puts something out to deceive us, God in his infinite wisdom shows us that every letter, shape, sound, numerical value has esoteric information that transcends the contextual meaning of the word itself. And when you use that technique, you get another message. And so no matter what they do, even when they start naming Jesus, Jesus, and we know that the J has only been in existence for like 600 years, and if Jesus is up 2,000 years, John couldn't be John, Jeremiah can't be Jeremiah, Joshua can't be Joshua. None of those names with those J's existed. But yet God in his infinite wisdom takes Jesus and we say just us, just black people. We say Jesus and then we take the Spanish version of it and say Jesus. And then hey, breaking it down is hue, and hue is black soil, and sus meaning light. And so now you're talking about light and darkness. We're talking about yin and yang. We're talking about balance. Jesus' name itself meant balance, and he taught balance, as above, so below. First natural, then spiritual. I mean, he just kept telling us to balance this thing out. But yet we've gone so far away from Jesus, and this world has went so far away from God that it's a way that seems right. Some of us thinking we with God because we read the Bible. Some of us think we with God because we read the Holy Quran, because we pay our tithes, because we attend church every Sunday. But then the part where he says that, know ye that this temple is the temple of God, and if you clean it up, I'll live there. Now we talking about something else, ain't we? Because now you found out that you're the temple, that you're the church, and that you got some cleaning up to do in order to become one with this higher power. But now we don't want to do that, because most times if you get in line with that, it would turn you almost against this world, because everything that this world tell you to do, you'll look in the Bible and say, thou shalt not do, thou shalt not, thou shalt not. And then you'll hear the world saying, oh, it's okay. Do it. And now our people are confused. The church world confused. Talk about the stuff that God is against in a whisper, or talk about stuff that God is against in general. You won't attack it like the prophets of the past did. You won't attack it straight on. And I know a lot of us say, well, because we might get taken off the air and this and that and all that. Well, how about the right words to use when you want to tell your people that there's a plague that's been placed in America and in the world, and that there happens to be a cure. And that cure is the blood of Jesus on your doorpost. Then you break it down and say, what do you mean by that? Blood represents life. So it's talking about the life of Christ. Your doorpost, if this is the temple, then it's talking about on you. Being covered with his blood, being covered with his life, being covered with his lifestyle. Then you dig deeper into the truth just to show you that this is not the time when Jesus was born, December 25th. This is the coldest time of the year over in Bethlehem and over there. Everyone knows he was born somewhere around September 21st to the 24th, somewhere up in there. Yahshua was. And there's nowhere in the Bible that he told you to celebrate his birthday. You want to follow Christ? If his birthday was important to celebrate, wouldn't he have said so? But he gave you days to celebrate. He said, this is my body. This is my blood. Take it and eat it. Take this and drink it. And as often as you do this, shows forth my death and my suffering. Now he said do that. Now where in the Bible can you give me a scripture that said, and hold on, one more small note, celebrate my birthday? When? He didn't say that. And then in 322 BC, the Council of Nicaea, along with this emperor, I can't remember his name, but it'll come to me, Constantine, Catholic Church, the Roman Catholic Church, brothers and sisters, set up this Christmas thing and then put Christ beside it. Set up this Easter thing, then put Christ in that too. They did that. And then we go along with it. Don't ask questions. Don't see how paganistic it is. Because if you go by the 10 Commandments, all right, that was set for us to live by, it says, don't make unto yourself any graven images. Thou shalt have no other God before me. None. None, not one. Said don't cut, don't carve it, any of that. But yet our parents want to tell the children a lie about a big, fat, stinking white man with a red nose snorting cocaine and overweight and probably got diabetes that we supposed to believe sitting in a sled in the air, fat as he is, with 12 devils, 12 reindeers going through the air, coming down your chimney. How you gonna fit down there? He sure couldn't make it into the projects because there wasn't no chimney. And then you gonna tell your kids under a tree is all these presents that he bought. Lying. In the Bible it says, ye are of your father. What father? The devil. He was a liar from the beginning. So how can you say you serving God telling them Santa did this? How can you say you serving God watching some stuff about Santa Claus? Bringing gifts. Kris Kringle. Yeah, Kris Kringle. Saint Nicholas, a Catholic priest. And you know what they say about Catholic priests. And you know this year Santa Claus got a list of children's names. And you know if you told the police you came into an old man's house and you saw a list of children's names and he was checking it twice and then he was preparing to go and give those kids some gifts and to find out certain ones he really wanted, he would go and get hired at a mall and set them kids on his lap. You wanted to get Michael Jackson, get Santa Claus, because he up on in the North Pole where no light shines at all. So he up there working day and night with little kids he called elves doing his biddings. But you want to tell your people about that. Then you want to believe that Jesus Christ was born that day. And then I hear our preachers make all kind of excuses. I told a preacher about Jeremiah 10. He told me, don't go there. Because he going to do his. There's a way that seems right. You're either in this thing or you're not. Come out of her. Jeremiah 10. Hear ye the word which the Lord speak unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen. Be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. Don't learn their ways. Anything heathenistic is totally against what God set as a way that we should live. You will be considered a heathen or a pagan. But today, you just an unrighteous Negro following, being pulled by your nose in any direction. All for the love of money. Money get us to do almost anything. Yes, we need it. Yes. But he did not say, the Bible did not tell you to make money your God. But we do need to use it. That's the form of currency in America. But it's not supposed to be your God. You see, some of us got money first. But I say faith first, money second. Because, see, my life has been by faith. My life has been set up and ruled by the miracles of God, the miracles of a whole another level of thinking, miracles. My whole life was and is full of miracles. Why? Because I live by faith first. See, so my faith keeps me going. when there's no money. My faith keeps me going when I'm trying to get a job or get some gigs or whatever, pay some bills. My faith keeps me going. I don't fall all out and turn upside down when ain't no money, because my faith keeps me going. It is the substance of things hoped for. That means it's something that's there for real, but the evidence of it is not seen. Why? Because faith is dealing with things to come and then knowing that it's going to come. Knowing it because you know about the ups and downs of life and the cycles of time. Knowing that nothing stays the same, that everything must change. Knowing that when you pray, you got to get up off your knees and put some legs on that prayer. Knowing that there are some things that you pray for, you can't wait for, but as you begin to walk into it, going toward it, putting things together like you already got it, you start moving toward it and doors start opening up as you move toward it. But if you don't move at all, you're still begging and waiting on something to happen and you don't move at all, guess what happens? You don't get it. Look at all them things you just heard me say. But you thinking that you got to follow what they say. They want to teach certain classes in the school because this world done created zombies, Frankensteins, and all kind of walking dead creatures on the planet and calling them everything but human. Names I ain't never heard of. And they supposed to be people. These are people other than male and female, y'all. And we're supposed to open up and say, okay, the government said it's okay. They here, let them be. But did the Bible say it? Did the Quran say it? You heard me say that this movement is open to everybody who comes in to agree to struggle. Why? Because everybody comes with baggage. Everybody comes with baggage. So every time we say come out of her, you got to have another holiday. I forgot the name of that holiday, a black holiday that is in place of Thanksgiving. I forgot the name of it. But in place of Christmas, brothers and sisters, we got Kwanzaa. A brother called me not too long ago and said, yeah, I never heard of Kwanzaa. Do you know it's two things that we still got black people in America, in the ghettos of North America, that don't know about, that people don't know about, and probably a possible three. One is the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey. The other one is our holiday, Kwanzaa. Now, most of them know about Martin Luther King, but what about the ones that's helping us come out of this madness, this mad rush to get all these toys, this mad rush to go get these gifts and give them to people, get these Christmas cards and things like that, this mad rush for Easter, this mad rush for the 4th of July, this mad rush, y'all, for Memorial Day, this mad rush. Look at us, Mother's Day, look at us. Now we got Kwanzaa, and look it up sometime. Don't just keep on hearing about stuff. Look it up, all right? Kwanzaa is called Matunda ya Kwanzaa, which means the first fruit. It was created in 1966 by Professor Maulana Karenga, a professor and chairperson of Black Studies at California State University in Long Beach, California. You celebrate Kwanzaa starting the day after Christmas, which is on the 26th. It's a 7-day celebration, and it's 7 principles that goes along with it. Now, it starts December 26th, and it ends January the 1st. You can do your own Kwanzaa at home with family members, or there are Kwanzaa events throughout the city that if you just Google it, there are some virtual Kwanzaa things going on. I know Pastor Victoria Brady got one that starts on the 30th and It's the 30th, the 31st, and January the 1st. And I believe on the 31st, we're going to have a special guest, Professor Maulana Karanga, to come on from his dwelling place on Zoom to talk to us about this holiday he created for us. Now, a principle is a rule or a code of conduct. So now we're still talking about moral righteous conduct. But these rules of conduct and these principles are umoja, which is unity, which is what we need. Kuji chakalia, that's the second principle, which means self-determination. Something else we need to do for ourselves, to get up off our lazy behind and own something, do something. Circulate the black dollar, circulate literature to tell people we need to circulate the black dollar among ourselves. Get out there and tell people of black businesses that they can go to, because a whole bunch of our brothers and sisters don't even know of any. We have a job to do. We can't just be sitting around knowing this stuff. Third principle, Ujima. Ujima, collective work and responsibility. Ujama, cooperative economics. Nia, purpose. Kuumba, creativity. And last, Imani, which is faith. Go to www.officialkwanzawebsite.org. Officialkwanzawebsite.org. And it's set up by Maulana Karanga for you to learn more and more about Kwanzaa. There's much more to learn about how to set it up and everything. I didn't get on here to speak on Kwanzaa. I got on here to share with you why you need to come out of her. The reason I told you about Kwanzaa, because we don't want to be a movement that always tell people what not to do, but don't give them an alternative as to what they can do instead of. See, that's one of our challenges. Stop selling drugs, stop the killing, stop the that. And then, okay, if everything just stopped and you ain't gave me no alternative, then everything ceased. So that's our alternative since 1966, brothers and sisters. And it's still people don't know about it because some of the church world taught by the white man teaches you that Kwanzaa is pagan. Yeah, but they'll celebrate Christmas. But Kwanzaa is pagan because they don't know about it. They don't want to learn about it. So Kwanzaa is pagan. Devil worshiping, some of them even think. And so they don't want to know about it. You got black people scared of blackness. Yeah. Don't want to deal with their blackness. Don't want to deal. Look, we got more black people run away from Black History Month than white people. It's showing you our sickness, brothers and sisters. It's showing you how once we come into the knowledge and learn and know, we got work to do. If we've come out of her ways, habits, then we got work to do. When Jesus called the 12 disciples, they didn't just go have a party every day. He put them to work. He taught them. He showed them the way. He took care of their challenges. Then he said, now go out there and feed my sheep. If you love me, feed my sheep. That's the work of Christ. That's the work of a Christ-like individual. Come out of that mess. You don't need to be celebrating Christmas. You don't need to even be celebrating Jesus' birthday. Let it go. You can discuss his birthday. You can talk about it. Put it in September if you just have to do it. Stop following the ways of this world. This world, this government is going down. It's been preached about it all throughout the Bible. Armageddon has been preached about throughout the Bible, in Revelation, in Daniel. And now it's here. We're in the midst of it. What side you want to be on? Do you want to be in that number? You got brothers and sisters running out here with guns thinking that's going to save us. When he got weapons that'll tear this stuff up that you think you got. But we don't want to come back to the church, to the temple, and look on the altar and look around in your furniture and find the weapons God already gave you to fight this enemy. You don't want to do that because you don't want to fast. You don't want to pray. You don't want to study. You don't want discipline. You don't want order. You just want it your way or no way at all. But yet when you go into this psychological hell that you find yourself in sometimes, you want any way out that you can get. And the moment you get out of it, you forget God again. But see, God is through with that. Let the good do good still. Let the evil be evil still. He's finished with all that playing around. You're being taken out. The plague that they throwing out here, God gave us the antidote. But you don't want it. You want your own. But those who get the antidote that God gave us survives COVID, not die from it. And if those who take the antidote and don't miss a day, they don't even catch it. But you might miss a day or two, or you might get relaxed during the summer. I'm telling you, God is real. But he's in here. Don't be all doing this. All in church. What the hell is you looking for? God is here. It's the closest you can get. The Holy Quran says he's closer to you than your jugular vein. That's close as hell. Come on, get God right in here. Let me read some more of this. I know I wasn't supposed to be on it long, but I got time. The customs of the people are vain. One cut a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workman with an axe. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not. What's with decking it with silver and gold? They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not. They must needs be born, because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil. See, them little elves look like little demons. Neither also is it in them to do good. For as much as there is none like unto thee, O Lord, thou art great, and thy name is great in might. Saying, fear God. And you should if you know you're doing wrong. You should if you know the truth and still want to continue to do wrong. I don't care how deep you go with knowing about the government. I don't care how deep you go with knowing about who doing the shooting. I don't care how deep you go into politics. I don't care how deep you go in finding Uncle Toms. I don't care how deep you go into the cosmos and fifth planet, 19th galaxy, all that crap. When it comes down to it, right here, the God in you. How much of it do you have? Did you clean up enough in order for him to live there? Did you clean up lying? Did you clean up stealing? Did you clean up jealousy? Did you clean up envy? Did you clean up spite and vengeance? Did you clean that up? Did you clean up bearing false witness against your neighbor? Did you clean that up? Think about it. You want a better life? Then go in and find God. But clean this junk out first. And then you'll see the better life, the better lifestyle, the better frame of mind, the immense peace that you get. You know, I mean, look, this holiday season, I'm not even affected by it. This Ramadan, not eating anything or drinking any liquids during the daylight hours, and then eating and drinking at night for 31 days, you lose a little weight. God, I mean, your mind is clearer. When you wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning, you get more guidance, more direction for your life, certain things that's troubling you, you get the answer. Oh, come on, y'all, I'm telling you. Clarity of thought. See, when you out here going to and fro, back and forth, it says a double-minded man is unstable, not in some of his ways, but in all his ways. The first thing Joshua asked the people when he took over, he said, choose you this day whom you gonna serve. He said, I'll start first. As for me and my house, we gonna serve the Lord. We gonna serve God. Tell yourself that question. And then get on board and being the best whatever you chose. If it ain't God and it's Satan, you better be the best damn devil worshiper out here. If it's God, you better be the best God worshiper out here. And that don't mean at church on your knees. That means inside and putting on that whole armor and walking around like you are a child of God. And being involved in godly things. Having godly conversation. The Holy Quran say, don't even sit among people if they talking about the Bible or the Quran or talking about God in some negative way. Don't even sit among them, he said. He said, if you in the house or wherever and it ain't yours, he said, get from the table. Walk away. You don't need them to dirty your mind up. If they ain't trying to be right, don't let them dirty your mind up. Yeah, this time comes every year. But I'm not telling you this to try to save you from December. I'm telling you this to save you from the clutches of Satan that he got on most of our people 24 hours a day, 365 days of the year. And I'm giving you some stuff that you can use so that you can come out of her and come alive again and begin to see. But then you got to quickly go find some people that see what you see now so that you can have conversation with them so that the Bible tells you this. Be among people like yourself. Your new self. Pull off the old man and put on the new one. The new one. Be that new creature. Let me say a little bit more because I don't know if y'all understand what I've been doing. We've been talking about Christmas. We've been talking about Easter, but yet you all still in it. But then you go all out of your way, all right? And we watching our brothers and sisters, you either going to get shot somewhere in the inner cities of North America or you going to get some kind of plague. So now you're walking around one or the other. All right? The bullet or the plague. Which one? As soon as you go out your door. Matter of fact, you ain't got to go out your door. It can come in and meet you. The bullet or the plague. So now between those two, there's only one out. There's only one out. And that's God. It's the only way out. I told you about Mary. I told you about her mother and father. I told you about when Mary had Yeshua and what she went through. I told you that this happens over and over again. It didn't stop back then. Those type of immaculate conceptions continue on and on to this very day, to the fact that this government even knows about it. And part of why they created the United States Space Force is because on the ground, that same group of people gonna look for those people who got the DNA of those so-called angels and human DNA in their system and living among you. They're gonna be looking for them. You heard it here first. And when it started happening, don't y'all look for me. Because I'm telling you now, come together. I'm telling you now, get your life in order. I'm telling you now, if you saying to yourself right now, take me as I am, I'm not going to change any further. What you see is what you get, then you don't need to be with me at all. forever learning and coming into the knowledge of the truth, forever learning more and more about God, forever learning more and more about myself, forever learning more and more about my people. Forever is the key word. Forever. Now, if you got a point where you stop, I can't wait on you. But if you want to go with me, you better go at the same pace I'm going. And if you're going faster than me, I'll ask you to come back and get me, because I might be going a little slow. But where are we going? We're on the straight path to meet God face to face, to become one with him. That's where we at. But we know the straight path comes with a whole lot of pitfalls. And we know Satan on there too. He said that's where he's going to be. So you already know he there. Look, let me share with you again, because they're going to show you. If they didn't, they're going to. They tell you about Jesus and they tell you about Moses. I showed you where this government has a birth control system to kill off the Christ child and reduce our population so that we won't ever make it to the top based on a natural law, that which is on the bottom rises to the top. So way back then, they've been doing it. In the 50s, they were doing it, brothers and sisters. Go back and ask some older people you know, especially women. And it was going around among Black people to be careful when you take your wife to the hospital when she's pregnant. There were a lot of stillborn male children back then, Black children. Come to find out, it was in the 50s, that they had some quorum or something, because these doctors may be scientists because they both wear the same lab coats. So you don't know who in your room. So when the baby was being born and they didn't have mirrors where you could see your own childbirth or some screen or something where you could see your own childbirth, all you had was them down there and the woman up there looking at the ceiling or something, or holding her husband's hand or whoever this guy is. And if the baby's a boy, they had a very thin needle and they stuck it in the center of the soft spot of his head and killed him. And I came through that, born in 1957. All these signs to let you know it still happens, to let you know they still got a birth control method going on. Don't you know that this killing is part of population reduction in the Black community? Don't you know they flooded our community with these guns by design? I said flooded. I love a nice glass of water, but don't give me no flood. That's water too, I know. But who wants a flood? So we got a flood of guns in our community. And every time we try to go to the root of the problem, like Yahshua used to do, when Jesus was in town, he went to the root of the problem. And that's what scared the hell out of the priests, because they were so in love with Rome. They were so in love with Caesar. They were the preachers. They do it today. Tell me they don't do it now. All the politicians get a good preacher in their pocket. All of them. And the preachers fighting, jumping over each other to get to their master. But where's God in this? Where? During the time of Moses, let's find out what happened with this birth control system. Do you know how many abortions go down in the Black community with Planned Parenthood lying? Just the name itself is a lie. They tell you they planning parenthood, helping you become a parent, which is a big smokescreen because they're convincing you not to have a child. They're convincing you to get an abortion. They're not planning you to be a parent. They're planning to make you parentless. But yet, if somebody attacked them, they always wind up losing, don't they? Margaret Sanger, the founder of Planned Parenthood, said in her own words, and I'm paraphrasing, in order to get our job done in reducing this population, we got to find the preacher. He has his ear to the community. If we got him, we got the people. Exodus, come out of her, that's what that means. Exit, come out of her ways, come out of her thinking. Get your own musical studio, come out of her studio. Get your own record label, come out of her record label. Get your own channel of distribution, come out of her channel of distribution. We got to get our own farmland, our own entertainment center, our own everything. And look here, brothers and sisters, I know it sounds crazy, but damn it, the Hispanics came in and got 5 or 6 or 7 different channels, television channels. Even got their own news trucks going through our community called Telemundo. So you're going to try to tell me we've been here for over 400 and some odd damn years and we can't do it? We can't get nothing for ourselves? And you see all these damn examples? So stop turning your ear toward what you are hearing. Stop believing we can't do it either. All these doggone examples. Even Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, study this white man. Why? Because he is successful. We just got through bearing a man that I'm proud to have met. I hate to say had, because I'm tired of that. That's why I ask our brothers and sisters to help me figure out a way how to sustain Black business. I got an idea, but ain't nobody gonna work it because they're not listening. It ain't giving them the money they trying to get from grants and sponsorship. So they don't want that. They just talk like they want it, but they really want it for themselves. But I'm talking about for our people, because we got more people going out of business than coming into business. See? So I'm saying that if we are going to do for ourselves, we got to plug the hole up in that bucket where all the Black businesses are going down. There's no other ethnic group waking up in the morning trying to go and look for a Black business to support. We only got us, but we're losing. So when we go out here to try to do for ourselves and we try to teach our brothers and sisters to have something for themselves, we always got to still go to another ethnic group somewhere in order to sustain ourselves because Black people won't support us. Musicians leave the Black community because white people support them better than their own. I just happen to stay. But white people buy my CDs and stuff for the regular price. You come to Black people, what's a discount? Can I get 2 for the price of 1? What the hell is wrong with you? Wake up. I'm going to be gone one day. Wake up. What did you teach your children? What did you teach your grandchildren? What do they know to survive? What do they have to sustain themselves? What do they know to buy with their money? Are you really teaching them to be self-sustaining on the planet when you're gone? On the planet. Yeah, some of them don't want to know. I know some of them don't care. Some of them run away from all this. But let that prodigal son or daughter go. The Bible mentioned them too. Some come back, some don't. The Bible also say, don't cast your pearls, your good stuff, among the swine. These dirty, filthy people who don't care, who ain't responsible for nothing. See, because all they gonna do is trample it in the ground. And that's true. If they don't work for it, they don't value it. That's our people. We'll read some more. Read about Moses. Check it out. Exodus 1. Exit, come out of her. verse 7 to 16. And I said this, Papa. I'm going to say it again. And the children of Israel were fruitful and increased abundantly. That's what they mean, fruitful. Having sex. And they multiplied. Their crops was growing, everything. And they waxed exceedingly mighty. Why? What made them mighty? The numbers. That's why they don't want us to unite. Because it's our numbers that scare them. And the land was filled with them. Now there rose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph. Now Joseph was a Hebrew that I told you all about Wednesday. Go read my Wednesday lecture. Look at my Wednesday lecture. Who wound up going through trials and tribulations, but yet through his trials and tribulations, being shaped and formed to become the prime minister over agriculture, over the food, because a famine was coming that would have took the whole land out, not only killing the Egyptians, but his people, the Hebrews too. And him being put over that, he was able to help his people first and then them. Just like black people supposed to do, but we don't do it, but every other ethnic group do it. You should be feeling ashamed of yourself. That when we get in, that we can't do for our people first like everybody else do. We think something wrong with it if we do it. But when they do it, they don't care if you agree with it or not. And they're supposed to help their people. Race is first. And that's a reality, and we got to accept that. They all practice race first principles. But when we say race first, you want somebody to convince you somebody being racist. Do you think if the Hispanics said black people first and we second, we probably would have had them television stations, wouldn't we? But hell no. They said no, us first. When they come into our community, they ain't saying, let's give these people back their property. No, they saying, let's run them off the property, set up our flags, and let's set up camp right here. When they fighting for something and they having town meetings and all this, you don't hear them say blacks and Hispanics. They talk for themselves. But then when you hear black people talk, blacks, Hispanics, and others, boy, y'all sick as a dog. Here I'm giving y'all straight out proof. And I heard somebody still say, he talking that racist stuff. Show me how stupid you still is. You need to take Minister Omari's class, reverse engineering, to go back into your past and remove that damn microchip. Because it's stuck in your head. The whole Willie Lynch letter is what you are doing because you can't even see when you got eyes. Showing you. Here's a man didn't know who Joseph was a king. That means that somebody overthrew the country because they got scribes that write history. And a situation like that was historical, that all the people ate. You don't think he'd be written in the archives? And the next person that comes in line under the king is another relative. So that means they had to know about Joseph too because it was in the books. So if a new king comes in who don't know who Joseph is, then he must have overthrew the country. Egypt, brothers and sisters, is the most raped, R-A-P-E-D, country in Africa. Raped and pillaged and ruled by others more than any other country in Africa. Then here come the people coming together because they see some black people now being successful. This king say, behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we are. That's what they said. That's what Bill Gates said when he became a billionaire. That's what Zuckerberg said after they looked at all the paperwork and them older billionaires showed them something and told them who we were, and they put them to work so they can keep it going, to keep us down, to keep us under their thumb, to keep us from being on top. I know you don't think they do that. He said, they more mightier than us. He said, come, let us deal wisely with them. Let us sit down and figure this out now. They ain't bothering nobody, but it's the potential they have now in the numbers. If they decide to break away from their jobs and create their own, break away from their contracts in music and contract themselves to do their own thing. Like the way these people talking about they want their own masters now. And every time they want them, they give them to you with a death sentence attached to it all the time. But ain't nobody doing nothing about it. Because again, we won't come together. See, if Diddy gonna come together, he needs to come together with Master P, and Master P needs to come together with T, or whatever his name is, and he needs to come together with what's this other guy name? Got a beard. Y'all know what I'm talking about. He got a book out. Y'all need to all come together just like they did in the Bible back then and still do today. Y'all should come together and say, let us deal wisely with them. Who's trying to keep us from getting all we can. Let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply. And it'll come to pass that when they'll fall out of war, they'll join our enemies and fight against us. So let's get them up out of the land. All these countries that they're enemies of, they want them to be our enemies too. But you heard Muhammad Ali say, ain't no Viet Cong ever did nothing to him. It's been you that's been keeping me back, white man. And it was true. And it was true. And it still is true. Trying to get your own, that ain't easy. Trying to create a fund that's self-refueling so that we can circulate our dollars and pool our resources. We got something called Gideon 300, asking 300 people to give up $300 so we can have $90,000 as seed money to get a commercial space of our own so we can have our own full-service supermarket. Come on. It would be the people's market. Why? Because it's the people's money that helped do it. It's ours. Not no one person's, ours. And all you got to do is email me and I'll send you the information on it. Just email me. You'll see my email come up. Email me and I'll send you the information. Therefore, what they did, they set over them taskmasters to afflict them with their burdens. And they built for Pharaoh treasure cities, Pithom and Ramses. But the more they afflicted them, ain't this how we are? The more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew. And they were grieved because of the children of Israel. See, right now today, it's people who are saying, damn, they still ain't falling fast enough. We done created the plague, that ain't working. We created AIDS, that ain't working. We tried to fool them with homosexuality and use it as a weapon against them. They still multiplying. For some reason, they talk about the alpha male and the beta male and showing your feminine this and that. But them feminine acting dudes making babies. God, dog, what we gonna do? They won't stop. We threw them all in jail during puberty years. They still won't stop. We feed them all this dead food so the babies will be born crazy and deformed. We got them as alcoholics. They still making babies. We got them as dope heads. They still making babies. Crackheads. We just have crackhead children. Alcohol sending children. They don't know what to do to stop us. And they know who we are. And they know the power behind the word black. They know. I'm telling you, they know. But you don't want to know. And that's why they can remain doing what they do. That's my email address. And I'll send you that information on Gideon 300 to help our people do for self. And so The Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with rigor. They made their lives bitter with hard bondage in mortar and in brick and in all manner of service in the field. Look at how they make it hard on your job. They don't like you. All their service wherein they made them serve was with rigor. Some people said they got so mad at them, they started saying, make these bricks without straw. And the king of Egypt spoke to the Hebrew midwives, of which the name of one of them was Siphrah, and the name of the other one was Puah, or Puah. And he said to them, these were Hebrew women who always help the women when they're pregnant have their children. They deal with childbirth. All right. So they go to them and say, I'll pay you extra, or I'll make sure y'all don't have to work that hard, but do us a favor. Now, see, they're going to whoop them and beat them down if they don't do it no way, but they want to do the nice way, because this enemy knows that every black person got a price. Now, that's how he think. He ain't met the ones who you can't give them no price to sell out, because he ain't going to do it. But the majority, what you want? What do you need me to do to get you to stop this? What do we need you to do so you can block this? Yeah, this one name, I got to say his name. His name is Vance Henry. I know they don't like me to say that, but from the day he joined the CAPS program, he's been working for them. Call himself the liaison to the community. When anything go wrong, they send him. When black people get mad, they send him. Anything that happened in police brutality or to the mayor or anything in government in Chicago, they send him. If black people are upset about it, they send him. I'm just telling you like it is. And I've been knowing them for years. I could keep naming names, but I'm not on here to name names. But I know names, and I'm not afraid to say them. I'm not afraid to say them. He told the midwives, when you do the office of a midwife to the Hebrew women, and you see them upon the stool, if it be a son, you should kill him. If it be a daughter, then she shall live. And Pharaoh charged all his people, saying, every son that is born, ye shall cast into the river, and every daughter ye shall save alive. Women are always called the spoils of war. They don't kill them. They use them. But kill off the male. Stop his seed. Get rid of him. Put him in jail. This has not stopped, brothers and sisters, from day one. Beat the odds. Whatever they say it is that's negative against us, prove them wrong. They said a brother like me, born without a mother and father, mother died when he was 12, never seeing his father. I'm supposed to be out here robbing and stealing and have a jail record longer than my arm. Yes, because from that depiction, that's what they come up with, being the average person. But God saw different. And I didn't go that route. And I know that most of you, who they already say, because you're doing something out here in the world or out here in the streets, that you all you gonna have is a record. Even if you got one, you can change. Even if you're on probation, you can change. Even if you're on parole, you can change. Even if you're on house arrest, you can change. Can't nothing stop you when you decide that you want to get with the God so you can become the God that he asked you to be. Oh, yeah. And when you become that God, can't nobody stop you but God. No, you don't fear no thing but God, because you are God and you and God is one, because you do the things that please him. You get it? Now get with it, y'all. Here's the assignment of God's messengers for the chosen, and I'm going to call it a day. In Isaiah 61, verse 1 and 2, This is what Jesus first did when he started his ministry. And right after he did it, he went into a church one time. Okay, the second time he was beating them up out of there. Went there to join and be part of the service. They asked him to read a scripture, so he chose Isaiah 61, verse 1 and 2. And he said, the Spirit of the Lord God is upon me, because the Lord has anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. This is the job of people of God. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted. Look what type of heart of humility you have to be able to do that, brothers and sisters. To proclaim liberty to the captives, visiting them in the jails, and the opening of the prison to them that are bound. To proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord and day of vengeance of our God, to comfort all that mourn. So you just heard me give you the comfortable speech, but you also heard me give you the vengeance speech, because God said vengeance is his. And I told you, he told you to be like this, what I just read, and he told you to forgive people. And I told you that when you forgive an enemy, understand what I'm talking about. When you forgive an enemy, you release God's vengeance upon that person. Because he said it's his, he'll do it, not you. You keep being this and doing this. And it says here, when he said that, he says he closed the book and he gave it to the minister and he sat down. And the eyes of all them that were in the synagogue were fastened on him. And he began to say unto them, this day is this scripture fulfilled in your ears. And then they got up and grabbed him and ran him up out of the church. How dare you? See, this arrogant bastard preacher, it's a bunch of them. There's some good ones. But just like it's some good cops, those bad preachers overrule the good ones that you can't hardly find none. It's like finding a needle in the haystack. Finding the good cops is like finding a needle in the haystack. And they should be preaching against the ones that they know ain't right. And those police officers should be telling on the ones who you know ain't right. Then it would be a better world. But because you remain silent, but yet want the people on the streets to snitch, no, you got a double standard. And that's why we can't go forward. Because your standard is only to suit you, but not them. You see what I'm saying? I'm only talking about fairness. I'm only talking about justice. I'm talking about Toma, the Temple of Mercy Association. Been around for 30 years, you all. Doing what we do. Being who we are. And we got solutions. Gideon 300. We got solutions for your mental problem. Reverse engineering. Changing your mental health to good mental health. Helping you come out of her. We got those 2 programs here. We're working with another pastor, Pastor Victoria Brady, and we, me and her, and the co-founder of Toma are working with others. We're not just talking unity, we're walking unity. But yes, do we have setbacks? Yes, because a lot of the people that we're trying to unite with is still under the mercy of Satan. Oh, excuse me. Still under the claws of Satan, not the mercy, because he don't have mercy. Still under the claws of Satan. Let me read about Satan right quick. In the Holy Quran, Surah 14, it says, and Satan will say, when the matter is decided, it was God who gave you a promise of truth. He said, but I too promised, but I failed in my promise to you. I had no authority over you except to call you, but you listened to me. You listened to me. Listen at it. That's most of our biggest problem. He tells you he ain't really got authority over you. He knows he don't have authority over you, especially if you one with God. and especially if you got faith. If you don't want to take their antidote and they're going to fire you, get fired. Hell, you was alive before you got the job. You don't think you're going to be alive still? You might have to change your lifestyle around again and get back with God, but you still will be alive. Walk away. I've been there 20 years. I got 5 more years. Yeah. Okay. Well, you just took 5 of them when you took the jab. He said, but you listen to me. He said, then reproach not me. He said, don't blame me. He said, but reproach your own souls. He said, don't blame me. Blame yourself. I can't listen to your cries, nor can you listen to mine, he said. I reject your former associating me with God. For wrongdoers, there must be a penalty. And then the footnote says, but the evil not only chose evil for themselves, but misled others to perdition. The godly should learn from the signs of God all around them and be on their guard against all that is false. He gives you falsehood, not truth. It's falsehood that you're celebrating in all his holidays. It's falsehood. It's not God. He's of his father, the devil. He was a liar from the beginning and a murderer. And the truth is not in him. Talking about this government. Talking about some of the demons that are black around you that do nothing but lie. God against all that's false. So Abraham prayed not only for his prosperity, but for all. For he saw the universality of God's message and total submission to God's will. That leads to the mystic doctrine of oneness, which will be seen in its fullness on that great day. We're talking about the oneness of God. Brothers and sisters, it's almost time for me to go. But I hope you understand that you can't be with God and be celebrating all the stuff that's false. You can't be a Christian and celebrating stuff that's false, because Christian means to be Christ-like. You can't be in Islam. I don't care, Orthodox or Nation of Islam, and you supporting Christmas or even participating in it. Somebody called me for a gig on New Year's Eve. I said no. I remember I did a gig once on New Year's Eve. I said I had to be back by 10 to be with my members. I did another gig around Christmas. They say, can you play any Christmas songs? I say no. Don't know none. Used to know one, but I don't play it no more when I learn. Now they got some songs about Jesus, but most of the songs about Santa and his reindeers. Look, I'm not going to hold you. I hope I read some things to you. I had a lot more, but I see time is ticking. But I just needed you to know about being this messenger of God. Your words are not your own, so be careful what you say. You speak the words that come to you from God. If you believe and if you know, and if what you're saying is for salvation, if what you're saying is to save our people, if what you're saying is to bring the wrath of God down on those who are against our people, who are keeping us down, then that is what you're supposed to do. Don't be out here flip-mouthing. That means just blabbing, talking and talking and talking. Don't just be doing that. There was a lady named Bernice Lynch, Webb's sister, said, stop lipping it and start living it. That's what we have to be about. There's a blues song says, I like to live the life that I sing about in my song. What are you saying? You want to live the life that you talk about. You feel me? Stop playing with this thing. How you going to be trying to find a damn, ooh, you made me mad. Scripture to justify taking that doggone jab. How you going to do that? You need to be ashamed of yourself. Especially if you know it don't even make sense. You don't take it and you get sick, you might die. You might live. If you take it, you get sick, you might live. You might die. Okay, show me the logic. I keep saying that. But you're going to try to find a scripture. You're going to try to fool your members. You're a damn hireling. That's what you are. You're not the good shepherd. Because the Bible says the good shepherd will die for his sheep. The good shepherd will give up his life for his sheep. He will set an example. You gave in to an experimental gene therapy. Experimental. And they told you it was an experiment. I leave you as I greeted you in the ancient but holy words of peace in the languages of our fathers. I hope and pray, brothers and sisters, that you will pray and that you will get up at 5 a.m. and experience the calmness of the Spirit of God and how he works. Just sacrifice and go to bed early and get back with him. He ain't never left you. You left him. You don't have to call him up or dial at all. He in your heart. Been there. Tap in. Wake him up. Get on board, little children. And let's ride that train. They call it the friendship train. Brothers and sisters, I leave you. Peace, Hotep, Shalom, Assalamu alaikum, Abaragani, Alafia, Ashe, Black Power. Peace, peace.
Thank you so much, brothers and sisters, for joining us for our weekly Sunday worship service. Our lecturer for today was the founder of the Toma Nation, Minister Rahim Chesed Aton, and his lecture was titled, Come Out of Her Pagan Holidays. If you have enjoyed what you have heard today, please feel free to support us through a monetary donation on Cash App at TOMANATION, Toma Nation. Also, if you have any questions about this broadcast or any of our previous broadcasts, please feel free to reach out to us via Facebook or YouTube if you're watching live or if you're watching the replay. We look forward to seeing you next Sunday. Please share this video with your friends and family. Thank you so much. Have a blessed week.